Yo, what is going on, everybody? Shri Kanase here. So how to revive old winning products. Now, this is literally one of the most commonly asked questions I often get on my Instagram account or on my Facebook. And it doesn't really amaze me that so many people ask this question because there is not enough information available out there as to how you can even revive old winning products. Because yes, there are different strategies involved in reviving old winning products simply because these products have already been seen by a vast majority of the specific audience, which would even be interested with a product like this. Or the specific niche that the product is in may be too small and the people in that niche have already seen that product. So because of that, there's a few different techniques you really have to try in order to get these old winning products selling. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to revive old winning products, but also whether it's really even viable to even be doing that or not. Because not every day will be a day when you come across brand new six-figure winning products. There will be days when you're just having to stick to those old products, and it doesn't really again matter whether you use Facebook ads or Google ads. This specific skill, which is knowing how to revive old winning products, will definitely serve you well. But without wasting any more time, let's jump right into it. So, reviving old winning product. The first step to reviving an old winning product is gently smashing that like button down below. That'll definitely help you and me as well. Okay, hopefully you have done that. But before we actually talk about the specific strategy related to actually reviving old winning product, exactly when is a product even considered dead? This is one of the most important things you will have to understand before going into the specific strategies on actually reviving the product. So, when exactly is a product considered dead? In dropshipping, a product is naturally considered dead if, number one, there are over 10 competitors already on Facebook or Google. And again, it doesn't really matter which of these platforms you use. Usually, if there are more than 10 competitors, it doesn't matter again if it's a dropshipper or not, but if there's more than 10, that is definitely considered a saturated product and a product which could be possibly even dead. One good example of a product that could be considered dead right now is the posture corrector, and another product would be the blackhead remover. These two products come up to mind when I think about a product that could be considered dead. But the reality is these products could still be sold really well, and with the strategies I'm about to mention, you can definitely sell those products as well. But the increased amount of competitors simply means there has been such an increase in demand or popularity for the product that a lot of people just came in and try to basically get the market. When that happens, of course, the product is somewhat going to stop selling for some people, specifically those who really aren't following any strategies, which is why it's so important for you to watch until the end and understand the strategy, because these strategies will definitely help you revive the product and also help you get their sales, meaning your competitor sales. But number two, a product is considered dead if it's in a dead or a dying niche. And this could be literally any niche out there that is currently not really in demand anymore because of maybe some new inventions or maybe some new rules which basically got that niche out of business. So when that happens, products within that niche start to die and they're fully considered dead. No matter what kind of strategies you use, it could really be futile at that point if a niche just ends up dying. But number three, a product is considered dead if you're spending money on ads consistently, but you're getting very little to maybe even diminishing returns. What that means is that you're not making any profits, you're maybe even going in a loss trying to sell those products. So this could be due to a lot of reasons like ad fatigue or price wars that your competitor started. So now you just have to sell at the lowest price, otherwise it's not going to sell. But these two specific reasons are some of the most important reasons which lead to spending too much money on ads but not getting any results. And that is when a product could be considered dead. But the last specific thing which comes up to mind is that the product is simply out of season right now. So if you try to sell a heater in summertime, of course that product could be considered dead because you're trying to sell that product during summertime. Of course, a heater would really not be selling during summertime, and in that case, you can classify that product as dead for the time being, simply because it's a seasonal product. So seasonal products are also those products which could be considered dead during the off-season time. But now that we've kind of gone over the specific things which actually cause a lot of people to believe a product is dead, let's understand how you can fight these specific things and actually how to revive the product in the first place. So there's various different ways to be specifically reviving a product. You will have to follow a few specific steps before you actually go into the actual ad. So step number one is actually researching on Google Trends. Try to see if you can cross out reason number 4, which is seasonality, because again, if you go on Facebook and you try to run advertisements for a heater during June, July, August when it's summertime in the United States, no matter what you do, that product's not going to be revived, period, because again, it's summertime. So that's why it's so important to research on Google Trends and actually see if the product you're trying to sell follows any types of specific trends. So of course, a heater, it would really go upwards during November, December, January, etc. during wintertime, and then it would come back down. You want to be identifying this via Google Trends. That's step number one to reviving a product. But after that, you want to be specifically looking at whether there's other specific products available within that niche. So what I mean by this is try selling new similar products. So instead of selling the same general heater every single person and their dog is trying to sell on Google ads or Facebook ads, why not go on AliExpress or maybe source it from eBay or Amazon and sell a whole new type of heater with maybe a whole new design. And this can be applied after you do step number one, of course. But this step is going to ensure that you have a much higher chance competition of selling a product like this. And that's simply because you're trying to sell a product which the general population really has not seen before, and that could definitely work in your advantage because again, people really haven't seen it. And if you try to sell something that's maybe more higher quality or just lower price than everybody else, these two things can definitely work, especially with Google ads. But for Facebook, this can work as well, and that could mean just selling a brand new heater with a brand new video ad or an image ad. And I'll be going over specific strategies with Facebook and Google as well, but that's the basic thing you want to be doing in step number two. Maybe just try to sell a brand new product. But when it comes to specifically using Facebook ads to sell these products, what should you be specifically doing? So there are several things you can be doing. Number one thing that you should be doing is that you should try a new video or an image ad combination for that product, especially if you decide to sell that same exact winning product and don't go with step number two. So what I mean by this is in Facebook ads, you have the ability to try different ad copies. And instead of just trying maybe 3 different video ad copies or 3 different image ad copies, try one new video ad and one new image ad. The reason behind this is simply because that specific audience which you're trying to target for that given product may have already been bombarded with too many video ads, and by that point, literally every single angle that you could take with the video ad is already been shown to that audience. So they're going to be prone to these specific video ads. They may not even look at them for a long period of time. So in that case, this image ad can definitely come to the rescue because image ads, a lot of people don't really believe in image ads. A lot of people don't even use them. One specific thing you want to understand about image ads is back when I first started dropshipping, my first 6-figure winning product was done through an image ad. And it was a very, very simple and general image ad. So that is why I'm such a big believer in image ads. A lot of products can work really, really well with image ads. So definitely give one video ad and one image ad a go when you're starting those ad sets. But for the video ad specifically, you want to have a brand new angle showcasing the product. And this angle should be one which the audience has never seen before. What does that mean? That means you will have to go on Facebook and do a little bit of research on the specific video ads available out in the market and then decide what kind of video ad you actually want to make. For the specific image ad, you could simply use a very, very high quality image of just a clear photo of the product. There's a very, very high chance almost nobody has done an image ad for the given product you're trying to revive. So in that case, you have a very good chance of actually reviving the product with an image ad. Of course, you follow the other general techniques when it comes to advertising. And you can watch a lot of these videos that I have on these specific techniques on my channel. I'll leave a few links in the description below. But that is a general step you want to be taking, especially if it's a brand new product that is an old product, but you just want to start testing that product on your ad account. But what do you do if you had this specific product that was already selling on your ad account maybe last year and then it stopped selling, so you want to now revive it again this specific year? So for previous dead winners on that ad account, here's what you want to do. There's specific different steps available. Step number one is basically re-uploading the video or image ad to the winning ad set that was working previously. So what you can do here is simply revive that ad set, just simply start it again. If the winning ad set died less than 2 to 4 months ago, then that data could be potentially saved within that ad set. So you want to just start that ad set again and just re-upload the video ad or the image ad that was already working within that ad set back into that ad set. Another strategy you can try if you don't really want to take this specific step is duplicate that specific ad set so you're targeting that same audience several times, maybe 3 to 5 times, and then try that same winning video ad or image ad that was working previously within these duplicated ad sets. The main reason why we're duplicating is because every single duplicated ad set is going to target a different pocket of audience within that specific audience. If you have a million audience size, maybe 200,000 people will be targeted with the one ad set, the other 200,000 with the second ad set, and so forth. So this basically is like a shotgun method where you're increasing your chances of actually finding a winning pocket of audience within that overall audience again, and then starting the winner back from scratch. I've personally tried this strategy before and it has worked previously for my main winning products as well, which is why I'm recommending this. But in addition to that, specifically, what should you be doing when it comes to actually targeting the interest? Let's say you don't really want to do the same ad sets again, you want to just start off fresh. So when it comes to specifically the interest, of course, you should be creating brand new video ads or brand new image ads, like I said in the beginning. But in addition, you should be having a mix of broad interest as well as narrowed interest. Now, by broad interest, I mean actually doing some interest with no targeting. For example, if you're trying to sell an LED light bulb, you should just target interest lights or light bulb. And that is considered a very broad interest. But what that's going to do is it's going to basically give Facebook the ability to start narrowing in from that broad interest and trying to go in and find that specific audience which could potentially work for your product. So you're giving Facebook a little bit more leeway and a little bit more room to find that right audience. But narrowed interests also work best for old winning products as well, because you can definitely narrow down a lot of the products out there in the market to one specific audience or multiple different audiences. And then from there, let Facebook's algorithm do the trick. Of course, you'll need good video ads and good image ads for this to work, but interests definitely play a huge role, and what kind of interest you choose is extremely important. So make sure to have a mix of both broad interest and single interest. You can try 5 to 10 different ad sets depending on your budget. If you have more budget, maybe go even up to 20 ad sets, because old winning products, if it's a real winner and it has been selling previously, it can very easily sell again, but you will have to spend a little bit of money to really test that product thoroughly. But enough about Facebook ads. How should you go about doing this with Google ads? With Google, it's actually a little bit easier because you really aren't making any video ads, you really aren't making any image ads. It's simply making a good landing page. So with Google ads, first things first, again, you can try the same strategy I recommended earlier, which is basically having a newer version of that winning product. So whatever old winning product you had, don't sell that again. Just find a newer type of winning product that is related to that original product, maybe a new design, maybe a new color, etc., and just try selling that on Google with a different image from the rest of the crowd. Because if you're selling a brand new product, for example, if you're selling a brand new posture corrector that nobody else has chosen before, of course it'll be easy to find a different image. And when you find a different image with Google ads, you immediately stand out of the crowd. It becomes much easier to get sales for that product. In addition, you can be trying to sell maybe a higher quality product. So let's say everybody is selling it within the $30 to $50 range. You can possibly sell a posture corrector within the $50 to even $60 range if you simply find a higher quality product. That means maybe a posture corrector with more features. And this again makes it really easy to revive those old winning products, especially those with a lot of saturation, with a lot of competitors. Besides the product, here's what you can do when it comes to specifically SEO techniques. So you want to be using unused or different SEO keywords in the titles and descriptions. So if you're doing your research and you find that every single dropshipper out there is using the keyword posture corrector within their titles and descriptions, maybe go out and find another keyword that is related to posture corrector but not specifically that keyword, but still has a lot of search volume. So maybe posture improver. So instead of using posture corrector constantly within your SEO keywords and titles, you can try using posture improver and get a majority of the sales from that keyword, because if nobody else is really using that keyword, you have a much higher chance of ranking in the top 5 and thus getting much more sales. And this is what I personally do as well when it comes to reviving old products with Google Ads. But in addition, you should be repeating those unused or different keywords within the descriptions as well as the image alt text, because that is where the real magic happens, and that is when Google can actually go in and find and rank you for those given keywords. But all of this is really futile if you don't focus on your product page, because believe it or not, product page has a big impact on whether you can revive old winning products or not. So when it comes to product pages, you want to be doing one step before you do anything else, and that is doing competitor research. So if you want to sell a posture corrector, go on other dropshipping websites selling posture correctors and see what kind of product page they have. Very likely, a lot of these dropshippers will be copying each other, so they will have very similar landing pages, and that is where you go in and introduce a new angle to the product page. That could mean having a very different layout, maybe even using gem pages or some other Shopify app to create a standalone landing page for that product. Maybe you can use different images completely than those competitors. Maybe you can write a different description targeting a different angle. So if everybody else is talking about sitting on the computer, maybe you can talk about using the posture corrector while going out for a walk or something. And these things right now may seem very insignificant, very small, but trust me, these make a big impact on whether an old winning product can be revived or not. But one last thing you can find that same product on Amazon or a very similar product and use those reviews on Amazon, simply copy and paste and write those reviews on my own Shopify product page as well. It's because on Amazon, often a lot of people go into deep detail when they're writing their reviews, and it can be really beneficial for your product page, because if a potential review on your website is simply describing the product thoroughly, which a lot of these Amazon reviews do, it'll be very easy for you in the long run when selling this product, especially if it's an old winning product as well. So having those correct reviews really helps as well. But this is the general strategy on reviving old winning products. It's definitely viable and definitely possible to be reviving winning products that may have actually died out previously, but of course it will take a little bit of work. But if you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.